Hi, Clark. What's the level of disappointment considering kind of the regression from last week where you guys, played a competitive game?
Yeah, we're disappointed, and obviously we all work hard. The kids work hard, and we work hard to attain results. And when you fall short, it hurts. It hurt last week. It hurts this week. Um, and I think anytime that you're building something, anytime that you're young into that, you're going to go through the throes, the highs and the lows. But there's a better game for us out there today. We have to go actualize it, and we didn't. And so that's total ownership, like always. It starts with me, and extends to our coaching staff, and obviously then down to the players. And there are going to be things across the board that we can improve upon. We're disappointed, but we don't have enough time to be victimized by it. We got to make the decision to get up off the mat and get back to work.
All right.
Clark, obviously, the air raid is a challenge, but, on the defense kind of did have a little bit of success with the turnovers and sacks, but basically couldn't get a stop any other way. So, what do you think was kind of the breakdown there in terms of just the defense?
Well, I mean, the short answer is third down, right? Like we have to be better on third down. You can't, and it's not just third and shorts, right? They were third and in long conversions that we have to cover better, and or we have to get more pressure, and it's the combination of both getting pressure and covering that gives you a chance to get off the field. That can be our leverage, that could be our finish. We have to be better in third down. Um, the longer answer is that we have to be complementary in our football, right? So um, by getting off the field on third down, you get the ball back to the offense. The offense has to extend drives and keep the defense off the field. It's totally unacceptable for us to play 50 snaps on defense in the first half. That's never going to be a formula here for success. And I think that includes special teams, right, where we had a critical penalty, and there's a lot of things that we don't control. We don't control the review of the interception. That is totally out of our control. But what we do control is lining up on the punt return and making smart decisions there to allow this program to get the ball back and to get our offense into rhythm. And so what we experienced tonight was this breakdown of the complementary aspect of football. We weren't able to get off the field. We weren't able to extend drives. What happened, Mississippi State has all the rhythm in the first half, and we weren't able to dig ourselves out of the hole.
Joe? Clark, are you worried about a cumulative effect here at all as the season advances? You talked about getting off the mat. I mean, does it get more difficult to do so?
Well, I mean, look, we're disappointed in the result. The nucleus of this program in this rebuild is going to be hurt by the result. I mean, we're going to be disappointed and frustrated, but the nucleus of this program is going to get off the mat and get back to work tomorrow. So, am I worried about the cumulative effect? No. I trust in our players. We've been through this now. We've built a foundation here in terms of how we respond to adversity, and my expectation is that tomorrow we recover and Monday we win the response. And I expect to in our team meeting to enter a room with 94 guys that are locked in arms to go get the result that we want the next week. And I've said this before, this is a standards over circumstance program. This is a program that's not victimized by results. We take ownership of that. We have way more control than sometimes we want to admit to, and we're going to find that in this result too. And so it's not some today didn't happen to us, right? This is the result that we actualize through performance. And so we shift gears and look at the performance and find ways to get better. So I'm not worried about it. We'll be back to work. Certainly, it's difficult sometimes when when you're building something that's aiming towards sustained success and long-term success. The challenge of the short-term judgment is what it is. We have to we have to get ourselves back up. We have to stay together, and we got to keep fighting. And this group will do that.
Chris?
Clark, I know blocking was a big issue in the run game and also in pass protection, but that aside, what did you see as the biggest issues offensively?
Well, we weren't able to get the run game going, that's whether that's blocking on the perimeter or blocking inside. We're trying to build a package around our strengths and trying to limit the weaknesses or the places where we don't have an advantage. As far as the pass protection goes, and again, it's hard sometimes just off the field, but there were certainly plenty of times where I felt like we had time to make a read where maybe we weren't able to get the ball off, and so we ended up scrambling out. I thought Jeremy Musa did a good job at the end, getting the ball out of his hand and finding some soft spots in coverage. But it's like the double-edged sword, right? I mean, we don't have rhythm early, so we're 3 and out early. Defensively, we're giving up long drives, and so our offense is sitting on the sideline and not able to go out there and flush the last series and move towards better results and better rhythm. And it just kind of accumulated on us tonight, and we weren't able to ever find that formula. But we'll look at the film and figure out, again, where the play design faltered, where the sequencing of calls could have been better, where the execution of calls could have been better, and it's going to be shared ownership.
Aria?
Clark, what was kind of your assessment of Mike Wright's performance today? And was there any injury at the end when Musa came in, or was that just, your decision to?
Yeah, we were just looking for, obviously the game was out of reach, and Moose has earned the opportunity to be out there, and we're looking for a spark to get the ball down the field throwing it, and that's why he was out there. So no injury. Look, we didn't have success, so your obviously natural reaction is to say that we didn't quite play as well across the board, and it's not just Mike Wright. I mean, he's the one that bears the brunt of being the responsibility of being the quarterback, and so, but the other 10 guys are out there with him, and so it's got to be each position scrutinized, and certainly Mike will be a part of that too. And it, like I've said before, it starts with the coaching. We feel responsible for those guys out there. We feel like it's their performance a reflection of our preparation, and so we have to be better on our end too. Mike wasn't able to find a rhythm tonight. We hit the big play early that I thought was going to be a spark for us. I was excited at that moment that we were going to be able to go score. We came away with 3 and just never were quite able to get rhythm. And so I think across the board we're going to have to be better.
Robbie?
Clark, is Ricky Wright's injury like a long-term thing, or what's his status going forward?
Yeah, so Ricky Wright's not injured. Anytime that you're rebuilding a program, part of that rebuild has to be the way the decisions we make and the way we function, our behaviors off the field. And it's got to be, a complete turnaround, and things that hamper performance aren't just the X's and O's and aren't just the preparation. They're the choices and decisions we make, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And Ricky's a young player and a young person that is that has some maturing to do, and he will, and we are going to support him through that. But in the meantime, there are certain things that we're not going to allow for and that we're not going to accept, and we're dealing with that with Ricky right now.
Chris?
Yeah, how were they able to take Will Shepherd out of the game? I think he was only targeted once or twice and had 1 catch.
Well, whether he was open or not, or whether we had opportunities to get him the ball, we'll have to look at the film. I think in a lot of ways the passing plays broke down early. I don't think that we gave time for progression to work fully through. I know there was some cover 2 as well that and some zone coverage that kept us out of the one-on-one matchup, and We have to look at how, obviously, Shep's emerged as a playmaker for us, and we have to do a better job designing to him. But that'll be something, Chris, that I'll have better information on Tuesday after I have a chance to look at the film and work through it that way.
Joe, did you have another? Joe?
Yeah, sorry. Clark, did you have any problem with them throwing into the end zone less than a minute to play?
I didn't. I think it's this program will get to a point eventually, although we don't, if we feel a long way away from now, where we're going to be able to do that too. And I think Coach Leach has got his backup quarterback in. It's up to us to make the stop. And if anything, if I'm disappointed in anything, it's the way we performed at the end of that game. Got no issue with them, trying to score. It's the defense's job to keep them from scoring, and that's me as a competitor. I don't want teams that just kneel the ball out. I want teams to give us our best shot, and we have to do a better job at the finish keeping them out.
Coach, thanks a lot. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Joe, do you have a question for Jalen?
Well, yeah, Jalen, on the second interception, it looked by every view we had that it was a catch. I guess, first of all, did you feel like you caught that, and did you ever get a view or an explanation that told you what?
Yeah, I feel like I got robbed on that one, but it is what it is. It was still a good play by that on that third down, getting off the field and setting up a punt. So, I just felt like it was a good play. Anyhow.
Chris?
Yeah, Jalen, you made a pretty aggressive play to jump that route and timed it really well. Was that something you saw on film that they tipped off, or did you just instinctually in the moment think that that's where the ball was going?
Yeah, I just trusted my technique. I seen the route that was coming, and I jumped the route, took it, and seen the throw, and I attempted to pick the ball off, but I ended up dropping it.
Right?
What was it like for you guys facing this air raid offense? And, what do you think it was specifically that you guys kind of struggled to make stops unless it was a turnover?
Well, I feel like going against the air raid offense, all they do is throw the ball, so you just got to be prepared for that. They like to, throw the ball in space, high-low us, get the underneath droppers to, bite the cheese, take on the underneath routes and throw it right behind us and stuff like that. So, it's a pretty good design to the offense. So, we just gotta get back on the film and learn from our mistakes that we made from today. So.
Jalen, that's all we got for you. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Anyone for Chris? Go ahead, Chris.
Did they throw anything at you guys that you'd seen on film, or excuse me, did they throw anything at you guys maybe that you weren't expecting today defensively?
No, it wasn't much that we didn't expect. I think one of the biggest things, really any week, is just not being ourselves. And we're going to go into the film on Monday, and we're going to try to critique that, because that's our biggest opponent. Our biggest opponent is ourselves, and that's where we're going to try to crack down on, and we're going to fix it. I'm sure we are.
Maria?
Outside of a couple of those big plays, you guys kind of had trouble to moving the ball. What was do you think the reason for those struggles?
I think one of the biggest things is just trying to get momentum early. We had trouble getting drives started fast, and getting drives started fast is what creates momentum. What to pinpoint those things, I couldn't say until we actually watched film. So I guess I'll have a better answer for you after we do that.
Do you have any other questions for Chris? Anyone? All right, Chris, appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. See you next Saturday.